Salve, salve Power Fans ligados aqui na Power Rangers Brasil em parceria com The Walking Nerds e hoje aqui no estúdio de vidro do Telecine em parceria com eles também. Estamos direto do estúdio de vidro na CCXP 2019 e é claro que tem painel de Power Rangers também em comemoração aos 26 anos da franquia com o David Yost. Então partiu o painel, bora!
It's a good question. I would say that's up to the costume designer, not me. So I can't give you an actual answer, but I will say I thought the movie costumes were amazing and they looked really cool. They looked really tough, but they were very uncomfortable to wear. And in the television series, we just wore spandex and we were mimicking Japanese footage. So we had to do what the Japanese people did and just wear that same outfit. I think probably if we weren't trying to match Japanese footage in the TV show, our costumes would have been a lot different. But we had to base it off the Japanese TV show. But you guys seem to love the spandex. I don't know why. If you haven't worn spandex, don't act like it's so cool. Because it's embarrassing. It's almost like walking around naked all day. And people stare at you. Not cool. Just saying. I mean, there's one where we were filming on quads, like four-wheelers, dirt bike thingies, and the producers wanted us to be in our parking lot and practice riding them. And where we filmed in Los Angeles, there was these big mountains sort of kind of around our studio, and Jason just took off, went up a mountain, and flew. We just saw him launch, and then you just see him drop behind the mountain, and the producers were like, oh my, I don't know if it's wrong to say oh my god in Portuguese, but they were like, oh my god. And then we didn't see him. He didn't come back up over the mountain for a while. And so everybody's panicking, you know, and then finally you see him come up over and come down, and the producer just, oh my gosh, yell at him so bad. But of course, Jason has a way of being charming, and he was immediately forgiven.
Back from the movie back to the show, when you guys got to season 3, which incorporated a lot of things of the movie, but also got the show into a more sci-fi vibe, and Billy, a lot of the times was in the center, as you said. He was when we got the Alien Ranger saga, that everybody became kids, and Billy got back to an adult before them. So, what did you think about the role of Billy in this particular part of the show? Because I feel that it was around the time that he started evolving from a ranger to a bigger role and becoming this guy that's more behind the scenes, and he's closer to Zordon, and he understands how everything works, the morphing grid and the technology behind the Power Rangers. How was that for you, the role of Billy shifting into that?
Again, I think it's the natural evolution of Billy. As an actor, it was a little frustrating in the beginning because I was no longer a superhero. I didn't get to wear spandex anymore, which probably was okay. But it was cool because I feel like Billy was starting to become a Zordon. So he really was trying to gather as much information as he could and just really help develop this technology that obviously is much. The technology of being a Power Ranger and morphing is obviously a little bit more than Billy could understand. So for him to absorb all that information and to grow and to try to understand that so that he can help make that intelligence better was really cool to be playing that as an actor. And so, you know, when I left the TV show and Billy flew off to outer space, I think that is actually how it should have ended for Billy, because that's where he would be and that's where he still is.
But before he went to space, everybody was guessing that he would become the Gold Ranger. And that was a big part of the whole Gold Ranger mystery. Like, Gold Ranger appears, Billy vanishes, and well, everybody. I thought Billy was the Gold Ranger for a long time. And I wish Billy was the Gold Ranger, but eventually Jason came back, which was also awesome.
Not really. Totally kidding. Just kidding.
How did you think that mystery played out, and what would you think how the show would be if Billy actually became the Gold Ranger?
Well, I mean, I know that the writers and the producers teased quite a bit that Billy was going to be the Gold Ranger. They hinted to it a lot, and it was never discussed that I would be the Gold Ranger. It was never meant to be. They were trying several different people out to be the Gold Ranger, and eventually Austin came back, which, like you said, is a good thing that Jason was. But I am humbled, and I thank you, obrigado. I like hearing that people think that Billy or I should have been the Gold Ranger. I tell Austin this all the time, that people bring me Gold Ranger figures and have me sign them. So that's funny. But you know, I was never meant to be the Gold Ranger. But you know, I know a lot of people tell me that they were disappointed that I wasn't the Gold Ranger. So that's nice and it's humbling. So does that answer your question, or did I not answer?
Yeah, no, that's
you sure?
Yeah, sure.
100%.
100%. Getting more to the recent Power Rangers stuff, especially the Power Rangers fandom. We had this resurgence of Power Rangers in the past few years, especially with cars like Power Morphica and such. And every actor has a different story of how they got back to the fandom and how they realized that Power Rangers was still big and had a very, very passionate fan base. So I'd like to ask, how was the moment that you realized that, wow, Power Rangers still has a very good and very passionate fan base?
I mean, I was actually shocked because the first Comic-Con I did, it was like at an anime festival, and I was surprised that people still wanted to come to panels like this and hear me talk about Power Rangers. I did that show, that Comic-Con with Jason David Frank. He's the first one that said, oh, you should come and do Comic-Cons, whatever, and I didn't really think too much of it. So I went and I was like, oh wow, this is crazy that people wanted to talk to us still. That was so long ago. Now it's even longer, and look at us. So that was interesting, and then, you know, just one thing leads to another, and it just turns into a snowball effect where people are calling you and booking you on Comic-Cons, and it's obviously extremely humbling for me, because I, as an actor and as a human, had no idea the impact of what Power Rangers had on so many people's lives throughout the world. It's really an insane, crazy experience, but humbling, as I say. So, you know, to know that the characters that we played really affected you guys when you were children, and affected you in a good way. We hear so many stories from kids, well, you guys are adults now, but from you guys that say, you know, I had a bad childhood. I didn't have a good family life, but I would turn on Power Rangers, and that would make me feel good about myself, and that would give me hope. So to hear stories like that, I take it to heart, and I take it very serious. And so when I do come and do Comic-Cons, I want you to know that I am extremely grateful to you all, because it means the world to me. And I know many of you travel great distances just to meet us. Like, I know some of you traveled from other countries, you've been on a bus for 2 days, you drove 7 hours, so just know that I don't, I start crying when I'm talking about this, so I'm sorry, but I don't take any of this lightly, because I know that it means a lot to you. So I want to make it the best that I can for all of you. I'm sorry that I cried.
Então é isso aí, galera, estamos chegando ao final de mais uma CCXP, cara. 2019 foi sensacional, muita gente passou por aqui, vários atores, várias atrizes, várias pessoas legais. Eu espero que você tenha se divertido e curtido a nossa cobertura aqui. Fica com a gente, ó, se inscreve aqui no canal The Walking Nerds, @Power Rangers Brasil no Instagram, e até o ano que vem, galera. Falou, tchau!